Alright, so today we're going to be reviewing the Walthers Mainline GP9M with ESU sound. Retail for these is $199.99, and the standard DC version is $139.99. These come in a multitude of different paint schemes, and the specific one, two that I have here are in the Wisconsin Southern paint scheme. I'll leave a link in the description to trainworld.com where I got these, and right now they have these for $150 a piece. I really like the packaging on this locomotive. It's really nice, and it's going to protect the locomotive pretty well over time. So inside you have a warranty card, and mine got all smashed up. That's my fault though. So you're going to want to keep this on hand just in case you have any problems with the locomotive. You're also going to have an exploded parts diagram with instructions on how to take care of the locomotive, including removing the body and breaking in the locomotive. You're also going to have a little pamphlet here for the digital sound in it, which is ESU sound. You're going to have a couple CV numbers. You're also going to have function mapping options and all of your function lists. I really enjoy reading these, and you should always keep all of this paperwork just in case you do have to send it back so that it's completely original. The packaging itself, you just lift off this little piece of plastic, and then you can remove the locomotive very delicately. There are holes in the back where you can push on the locomotive, but I'd be careful to make sure that you're not pushing on the handrails, because just where the holes are, you might end up pushing on handrails, and you really don't want to do that. The packaging is tight the first couple times that you take the locomotive out, but after a while it will wear in and it won't be so tight. On both sides of the locomotives, you're going to have these little handrail protectors. And I'm glad that Walthers has started including these on their mainline models because they used to not include those. On the front and rear of the locomotive, you're going to have Protomax knuckle couplers, which are die-cast metal and they operate very well. You're also going to have a plow, but this is only on the front of the locomotive. There are no air hoses, but they would be easy enough to add because there's already holes in the plow for them. The handrails on these models are very well done, and they're also very sturdy. And as per prototype, there is no break in the handrail for a chain. You can also see class lights on the nose of the locomotive and a sand filler hatch right here. Right here, you might not be able to see them because they're pretty hard to see, but there are little blisters for where you would drill to add grab irons. Up here is the LED illuminated headlight. The number boards are not lit, but the headlight is illuminated very well with a nice and bright LED. And it's a golden white LED, so it's not going to have any of that blue tone to it. On top here is a Nathan 3-chime horn. I believe it's a P3, but I'm not entirely sure on that. I'll show you better in a second, but there is walkway tread detail on the steps and on all the walkways, and it looks very good. On the side of the locomotive, here you can see the cab window, and it might be hard to see, but there are little cab figures in there. You can also see the Wisconsin Southern Herald, which is very well done, along with the road number. You can also see down here this tiny printing that says F, and it also says GP9, indicating that this is a GP9. You can see that this is not equipped with dynamic brakes, and that is one option that Walthers has with these, is some prototypes have dynamic brakes and some don't, but this specific one does not have dynamic brakes. On the side of the locomotive, you can also see the Wisconsin Southern name, along with the chicken wire style radiator vents, which look very good. You can also see that there's a little red dot on the fuel tank, which is a nice small detail. Truck detail isn't too much. There's no separately applied parts other than the brake cylinders. On the rear, you can also see that die-cast metal knuckle coupler. You can also see that there's no gap in the handrails again. Here is the separately applied ratchet-style brake stand, which is a nice touch. And no printed number boards on the rear of this locomotive. The number is actually down here. You can also see the LED illuminated taillight, along with class lights and another sand filler hatch. Here you can see the tread on the walkways, and you can see a little bit better that sand filler hatch on the top. There you can see the see-through steps, and that's probably one of my favorite features on any locomotive. I really like the see-through steps. Here you can see that Nathan 3-chime again, and it might be hard to see, but there are a couple glue spots right here, which were on the locomotive when I got it. You can also see one of the exhaust stacks and the radiator fans. Here you can see the exhaust stacks a little bit better and the rear radiator fans. They are slightly see-through, but there's no separately applied parts inside of them. Since this is a Walthers mainline model, it's not going to have the super detailing that a Walthers proto model would have, but it still looks very good, and I think that Walthers did a very good job on the detail on this locomotive. Now, there are no wire grab irons, but they would be easy enough to add, since Walthers is coming out with a kit for wire grab irons for this locomotive, along with lift rings, and the lift ring holes are pre-drilled, but the grab iron holes are not. But they would be easy enough since there are little nubs to start the drill with.